All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I begin, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashum, Yahushua, Ba'ashum, Rekah Kodash, the Moms of the Apostles, the Moms of the Elders, at Great Millstone, Ruel, and Toss Truth. Much respect to you brothers out there, preach His word and truth and sincerity to our four cousins of earth, Tabernacle David, Hopeful Elect, and the Speckled Bird. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, I got this video up right here, which I may end up playing. You have Trump saying pretty much it took away the freedom of speech, right? He slipped up and said it, but you know how these devils move. They tell you what they're going to do before they do it. So in this particular video, once again, he said that we took away your freedom of speech, pretty much under the guidelines of you can't be burning a flag, which, hey, if any of you Jakes are doing it, that's wicked. You asking for hell to be brought upon you regardless, right? I remember you had the one camp, believers in the way, doing that in the alley, man. Dumbass niggas, man. Can't be doing it. Can't be doing it. You're asking for your enemy to roll on you. And now we see, a couple years later after that event, now they're saying, hey, if you, which I'll end up playing this video, you end up burning the flag, you're going to be thrown in prison for 1 year. It's going to be on your record, right? And pretty much, like I said, rather he slipped, but everything is through the spirit. We know how these devils roll. He said we took away your freedom of speech. But before I get that, play that part of the video, I'm going to get this scripture right here. Matthew 11 and verse 16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto the children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We are mourned unto you, and ye have not laminated. They coming for you, Jake. They coming for you. You had the pastor that cited, hey, Jake need to be taken out in the Old Testament fashion, right? Which who's been pushing that, man? Starting with apostles and elders and brothers on down, man. We've been telling you that this world would be better if it actually was truly a Bible believing country as it said it was, and if it followed the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashum Yahushua. It's going to be a lot of death, but there's going to be a lot of correction. It's going to be a lot of people's going to fear the Lord. This country don't fear the Lord, right? So your enemy is tapping back in, as the elders been saying. Your enemy is tapping back in to their ancient ways, man. They showing their horns. They coming after you, Jake. Right? They coming after you. You somehow, some way, they're gonna lump a lot of Jakes into this. They maybe lump us in with Antifa and all that stuff, man. So we got to be wise. We got to understand the times that we in, man. Right? And as I've been saying lately, hey, this thing, you should have been treating this thing as a hot commodity. Get it while you can, because the famine of the word is coming. Let me go ahead and play this video. Slack you. Put the volume up.
Flag burning mob, and we've made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds. I've never seen anything like it. What has happened is when they burn a flag, because that's been through the courts, and 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they...
And a lot of these policies, once again, as the elders been saying it, brothers on down, a lot of these policies have been given in an order of the guidelines of protecting the people, or such as light, hey, you burning the flag, right? Salakia, we take away your freedom of speech. So there's protection out here, man. There's something to that effect, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, whether he slipped of the tongue, regardless, me through the spirit, I don't think he slipped of the tongue. These devils tell you what they're gonna do before they do it, and pretty much, matter of fact, I've been bringing it out. What was it? The bill. I probably should remember it right now. HR 53,000. You speak against the tiny tops, right? You speak against the tiny tops with that bill. They take away your passport. And once again, I've been bringing this out over and over again. The woman which highlighted that video, she said, I hope it doesn't get worse. Absolutely, it's going to get worse. Absolutely. They just said they took away your freedom of speech, right? So with that, get this word while you can, because this is showing that we're not going to be out here on the highways and byways too much longer. We're not going to be out here doing these lessons. They're going to take it away, right? Get another scripture. And matter of fact, you got a whole bunch of people, the Egyptian versus the Egyptian. And slightly before I get this scripture, the Egyptian versus the Egyptian, when you go through the comments on here, right? But destroying the capital is okay. It's such a joke. You see? Remember that Capitol riot? And if I'm not mistaken, Trump bailed out a lot of people that was part of that. Let me see. This one person say, we took freedom of speech away because court says freedom of speech. He took it away despite court saying is a part of the First Amendment and many times throughout court history. These presidents do whatever they want to do. Like Elder Malcolm has been bringing out Title 4D. A lot of presidents over their terms, man, been doing whatever they want to do. Matter of fact, Donald Trump, you going into it with the tariffs, right? The government is supposed to implement that, not the president. Now the president can, somewhat veto it or whatever, go against it. But the president is not supposed to implement tariffs. That's part of Congress, if I'm not mistaken, from one of the videos that, I was getting into. And so, yeah, these presidents, they do whatever they want. Let's see. From America first to America lost in a moment. You see? Let me see. There was this one person. Yeah, why isn't he in jail for January 6th? You know what I'm saying? It was the one person, they said they were going to, watch what I say, they were going to do it anyways. They can't get us all, right? And I say, hey, it's Egyptian versus Egyptian. Let me see this one person. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get some more scriptures. Like I said, the premise of this lesson, man, hey, get this word while you can. Treat it as a high commodity. And a lot of you Jakes, man, Esau Edom is going back into his primal state. He's showing his horns again. And you are going to be prime rib for that man. That man loves pork. You're going to be prime rib for that man. You're going to be cannon fodder. You're going to be destroyed. Ezekiel 33 and verse 30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses. Speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, pray. Come, I pray you, hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. And it cometh unto thee as thy people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their controversies, right? So yeah, with their mouth, they say they love the Lord, but with their actions, how they moving, how they conduct themselves, they don't love the Lord. They don't respect the Lord, right? You know, they hear you out there on the highways and byways. Matter of fact, a lot of these pastors, a lot of these preachers, right? They're taking some of our talking points, they're taking some of our breakdowns, and they bringing it to their congregation and acting like they did it. I believe the brother had posted up on one of my videos. You know, I brought that out. He said Geno Jennings was doing that too, doing the car sit downs. You know, our brothers be in the car doing the breakdowns. Now the Christians is doing it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have the breath of life. Y'all don't have it. Y'all don't have it. When the men of the Lord hit the scene and started preaching the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, that's when prophecy started to move. That's when we started to see things move. And so y'all about to find out the hard way. Yeah, we had the truth. But be prepared for that huge influx of jakes that's going to come into this truth as well. But you're still going to have the 2/3, which outnumber the elect. They're still going to disregard this truth. Somebody got to be the 2/3. Somebody got to be destroyed. Somebody got to learn the hard way that what we've been saying is the truth. Just as the days of Noah. Noah was out there building up the physical art while preaching the word. They were probably looking at him crazy, like, why are you building this? Why are you doing it? And they had to learn the hard way that, hey, he was prepared for something great. The Lord was making some moves, man. It's no difference from us today as the scriptures speak of their spiritual arc. That's what we doing. The people looking at us crazy, man. We're fools for a Mashiach sake. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that scripture. Give me 1 second. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 4 and verse 10. We are fools for a Mashiach's sake, but ye are wise in a Mashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised, right? We're looked at as fools for the Lord's sake, but we're wise. The Lord said he chose the foolishness of preaching, right? Out there on the highways and byways. You go into the history, you know, a pretty much kicked out Jake in Rome for, they call it aggressive street teaching. And I brought it out with the AI, you know. The AI brought it out why it was so easy to go against Christians, because we didn't follow the ways of the heathen. We were telling our people to come out of her, my people, right? Stop tattooing yourself. Stop shaving your head. Stop shaving your beard. Stop moving like these people, right? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Just as we did back then, we're doing it now. So they call it aggressive street teaching. They didn't like it. They didn't like that our people were waking up back then. There's nothing new under the sun. The Lord required that which is past. So you seen our people was waking up back then. Our people was waking up back now, right? This is the acts all over again, right? So yeah, that aggressive street teaching, and you go into it. Nero blamed the destruction of Rome on the Christians, which were the Israelites out here on the highways and byways. 144, call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shah. There's nothing new under the sun, right? Just some history you should know. You know, he calls this huge fire. Let me see if it's in the AI still, because it should have some still should have some let me see. If I get it, I get it. It may have been in my other phone that's recording right now. Let me see if I type it in. Yeah, it says Nero blames the Christians for the downfall of Rome, right? Slacky. Just had it. I just had it. Damn devil. Let's see. It says the claim that Emperor Nero, which we believe that's Trump today, right? Blame Christians for the downfall of Rome stems from largely from the response to the Great Fire of Rome in 64 CE. Historical accounts, particularly from Rome historical Titicus, suggest Nero scapegoated Christians to deflect suspicion that himself was responsible for the fire. Here's a concise breakdown, right? And I pretty much want to get into let me see. Yeah, it says why Christians, why he scapegoated them. Christians were an easy target due to their growing presence, unconventional beliefs, you see. What we believe was unconventional to the people. And when the Lord said, hey, we were supposed to, hey, this is our knowledge, this is our wisdom. The nations are supposed to be in awe at our knowledge, at the ways of our people prospering, right? But Esau, Edom, he goes against everything that the Lord sets up. So our beliefs were always unconventional, right? And refusal to worship Roman gods, which made them seem disloyal to the state by blaming them, Nero redacted public anger. And what's happening today, right? Jake is being made the face of terrorism. They coming up with their fake pseudoscience, telling you that you're the best in the league. You're the best in the league at everything that this man is doing. Killing, murders, right? Pedo, all type of, they saying that you're the best of the league when statistics show that is Edomites. They're the ones that doing all this, right? So Jake is being made as a scapegoat, right? Let's see if I get any more. So I'm going to get this right here, Amos 5 and verse 13. Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that day, for it is an evil time. Get this word while you can, Jake. Treat this thing as a high commodity while you can. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. So the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, the God of hosts, shall be with you as ye have spoken. You see? Get this word while you can. Make your call and election sure. Because there's coming a time where we ain't going to be doing this, man. Right? John 9 and verse 4. Right? Because pretty much, I'm also remembering another reason why I was doing this lesson as well. Me and the Ak, right, was doing the lesson the other day, and I pretty much brought out this quote that you can't light the candle for the world, but then blow the smoke in the Lord's face, right? You lighting the candle for the world, but then you're blowing the smoke in the Lord's face. Waiting till the last moment to try to get right. A lot of Jakes ain't going to have time like that, man. They're going to be seeking the man of the Lord in that time, and it's going to be too late. Hey, you should have got this thing while you could, right? John 9 and verse 4, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. That day is coming, right? So we must work the work. We must put in the work while we can. Read about the man in Matthew 25, about the man and the talents, man. Matter of fact, you can read about the wise virgins and the dumb virgins, all right? The wise virgins understood what time it was, and they prepared themselves. The dumb virgins, they just lollygag, did whatever they wanted to do. You read about also within Matthew 25, the man that hid his talent, right? But he knew that the Lord was an austere man, but yet you still hid your talent, right? The Lord has invested in us. If you know anything about stocks, you invest in the stock and you expect to get money for that money that you invested, you expect for that money to grow, right? And some stocks, they give you out dividends, right? Depending on how much you put it in, you know. That's why it's kind of done for, a lot of these athletes, for them to go broke, if you knew anything about stocks, But that's just part of the curses. That's just part of the curses. Because matter of fact, with me even saying that, they're getting a lot of their money stolen, you know. Matter of fact, Jake likes to live high off the hog. And Slocky, I'm going on a little tangent right here. Jake likes to live high off the hog, keep up with the Joneses. He's buying all these material things instead of assets, right? You see, the smart ones will buy assets, right? Will buy assets. Will have like a little business, have a tax write off, you know, because pretty much when you get to that level, your money gets taxed as hell, man. Yeah, they're making a lot of money, but their money is taxed. And you got the tiny tops that taking money out of your page. Oh, I'm investing in this. I'm investing in that. I believe that happened to Kevin Garnett. Oh, I'm investing in this. I'm investing in that. But yet they stealing under your nose. You see, and that goes into, hey, this ain't our rest, Jake. This ain't, no matter what level you at, this ain't our rest, Jake. You you going through hell some shape, form, or another, man. And that's why we need the kingdom where we don't have to worry about going broke. We don't have to invest in anything. Hey, the greatest investment I will say is getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Working this work while it's day before it's night, right? Matthew 5 and verse 14, and Slogan went on this little tangent, but everything's through the Spirit. Matthew 5 and verse 14, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid, right? We are the light of the world, man. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick. It is given light unto all that are in the house. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. You see, when you have a candle, when you have the light, especially back in the ancient world, or you ever had your power shut off, got a little candle, right? You have it out in the open so to shine the way, right? So you don't be bumping into a wall or bumping into this. That's part of this work, man. We shine in this light in the darkness. But men love darkness rather than light. So it gonna keep on bumping into walls. As the scriptures say, why you love simplicity, man? Fools hate knowledge. You love bumping into these walls, man, over and over, hitting your head. Here it is. We got the light. We trying to show you the way, but you stuck on stupid. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, get this word while you can, man. They making moves. Esau Edom is tapping back into his ancient spirit, right? And they're gonna be coming after you, Jake, man. And so what's the remedy of that? Getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding while you can. So Yahweh Zazan, you have the protection. All right. So like I said, just a little quick hit. Yahweh Zazan is an edifying lesson. We give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashum, Yahushua, Ba'ashum, Rakah Kodash, the Monster Apostles, the Monster Elders, Green Millstone, Ruel, Touch His Truth, and the Bob of Baal Shalom.